The land of northern Mexico did not forgive easily. The sun rose like a burning coin over the desert, turning the sand into a sea of fire and the rocks into blackened bones. San Rojo lay at the edge of this land, a town half built from hope and half from fear. Wooden buildings leaned like tired men. Bullet holes decorated walls the way medals decorated soldiers. Every street carried stories, most of them soaked in blood. San Rojo was not on most maps. But everyone who mattered in the wild west of Mexico knew its name. Because San Rojo was where men came to disappear. Or to become legends. Mateo Cruz rode into town just after sunrise. His horse, El Diablo, was a dark stallion with eyes as sharp as its rider's. Mateo wore a long brown coat, dusty boots, and a wide-brimmed hat pulled low. A scar crossed his left cheek, thin, white, and old. He had not been to San Rojo in 12 years. The town greeted him with silence. Doors closed softly. Windows shut. A dog stopped barking mid-sound and ran away. People recognized the way Mateo sat in the saddle, the way his right hand rested near his revolver, not nervous, not eager, just ready. Mateo dismounted in front of La Ultima Copa, the only cantina still standing straight. He tied El Diablo and stepped inside. The smell of cheap tequila, sweat, and old regrets wrapped around him. Behind the bar stood Rosa Valdez. She froze when she saw him. "Madre de Dios," she whispered. "Mateo Cruz." Mateo met her eyes. They were older now, harder, but still sharp. "Hola, Rosa," he said calmly. "Pour me a drink." She hesitated. "I heard you were dead." "So did I," Mateo replied. "Turns out rumors lie." Around them, men pretended not to listen. Everyone listened. Rosa poured tequila with shaking hands. "You shouldn't be here." "I didn't come for comfort." "No," she said. "You came for blood." Mateo took the glass but did not drink. "Is he still alive?" Rosa swallowed. "Yes." Mateo nodded once. "Good." The name Don Emilio Vargas was spoken in San Rojo the way people spoke about storms or sickness, quietly, with fear. 12 years ago, Don Emilio had been a powerful landowner. Now he was king of San Rojo. He controlled the land, the water, the guns, and the law. The sheriff worked for him. The graves filled because of him. And Mateo Cruz had once been his right hand. Mateo finished his drink and left the cantina. Outside, a young boy watched him with wide eyes. "Señor," the boy asked, "are you a gunslinger?" Mateo paused. "No." "What are you then?" Mateo looked down at his scar, then at the town. "A mistake." He walked toward the old Cruz ranch, just beyond the town's edge. The land was dry, the house burned and broken, like a memory that refused to heal. This was where his family had lived. This was where they had died. Mateo dismounted and walked through the ruins. His mind filled with screams, smoke, and gunfire. His father falling. His mother praying. His little sister, Sofia. Mateo clenched his fists. "Not today," he muttered. A click of a gun echoed behind him. "Drop the hat and turn around, slowly." Mateo smiled faintly. He turned. The man holding the rifle was tall, blond, and unfamiliar, but his stance told Mateo everything. "You're new," Mateo said. The man frowned. "You know me?" "No. But I know your fear." "I ain't afraid." Mateo moved. In a blur, his revolver cleared leather. One shot rang out. The rifle fell. The man screamed, clutching his shoulder. Mateo stepped closer. "Tell Vargas I'm in town." "Who are you?" the man gasped. Mateo leaned in. "Tell him the devil he buried learned how to crawl back." By nightfall, the town buzzed like a disturbed nest. Mateo sat on a hill overlooking San Rojo, cleaning his revolver. The moon rose, pale and watchful. Footsteps crunched behind him. "You're loud," Mateo said without turning. "So are you," a woman replied. Mateo turned slowly. She stood tall, wearing men's trousers, boots, and a red scarf around her neck. A rifle rested easily in her hands. "I don't remember inviting company." She smiled. "Good. I don't like invitations." "Who are you?" "Lucia Morales." Mateo's eyes narrowed. "Morales?" "Yes. My father was Tomas Morales." Mateo stiffened. Tomas Morales had been a good man. And Don Emilio had hanged him in the town square. "I'm sorry," Mateo said. "So am I," Lucia replied. "That's why I'm here." "For revenge?" "For justice." Mateo chuckled softly. "Justice doesn't live in San Rojo." "Then we'll drag it here." Silence stretched. "You plan to kill Vargas alone?" Lucia asked. "Yes." She shook her head. "You'll die." "Maybe. But you won't win." Mateo studied her. He saw anger, intelligence, and something else, hope. "What do you suggest?" Lucia smiled. "A war." They gathered allies quietly. A former soldier named Diego with one eye and two scars. An old explosives expert called Abuelo Reyes who smelled of smoke and memory. A silent Apache tracker known only as Hawk. Men and women who had lost everything to Don Emilio Vargas. They met in the canyon outside town, where the rocks swallowed sound. Lucia spread out a map. "Vargas keeps his gold here. His men sleep here. The sheriff drinks here." Mateo pointed. "He'll expect an attack from the south. So we hid from the west. And the north. And the inside," Lucia added. Mateo raised an eyebrow. She smiled. "Rosa Valdez hates him more than any of us." The plan took shape like a storm cloud. They would strike at dawn. Dawn broke with gunfire. Explosions tore through the northern guard post. Diego's rifle sang from the rooftops. Hawk moved like shadow, knives flashing silently. Mateo walked through chaos like it had been waiting for him. He shot clean. Efficient. No wasted bullets. Lucia covered him, her rifle cracking again and again. The sheriff fell first. Then the guards. Then the fear broke. Civilians ran. Vargas's men screamed orders that meant nothing. Mateo kicked open the doors of Vargas's mansion. Inside, Don Emilio Vargas waited. Older. Fatter. Still cruel. "So," Vargas said calmly, sipping wine. "The ghost returns." "You killed my family," Mateo replied. "I gave you power," Vargas sneered. "You took everything." Vargas stood. "You think killing me changes anything?" Mateo raised his gun. "It changes me." Lucia stepped beside him. "And us." Vargas reached for a hidden pistol. 2 shots rang out. Vargas fell, blood spreading like a dark flower. San Rojo did not celebrate. It exhaled. People came out slowly. They stared at the body. Then at Mateo. Then at Lucia. "What happens now?" someone asked. Lucia spoke first. "Now we rebuild." Mateo mounted El Diablo. Where will you go? Lucia asked. Where ghosts belong, Mateo said. She nodded. If you ever want a home. Mateo.